OMG, welcome back to my channel. So excited that you are here. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. It's Jody Dunn. I'm coming at you with another weekly video, and I'm so excited that you are here. This week, I decided to bring you, I got some cleaning to do. We're gonna do some cleaning today and really focus on some areas of my house that need some major deep cleaning. Y'all, I'm still trying to work through my spring cleaning. We're in summer now. And I'm still trying to work through my spring cleaning. So, you know, when I get through, or when I'm working on all of the different projects that I'm working on, those things just kind of go on the back burner. And then I'm like, oh, like I get this anxious feeling and this feeling of just basically being unsettled. I've been really working hard we're coming up close to a year. Oh my gosh. I'm getting my house decluttered, which is so fantastic. I've made tons of progress. Some of y'all remind me in the comments, which I appreciate it so much. You remind me of how far I've come, because sometimes it's very easy to see how far you still have to go versus taking the time to congratulate yourself for how far you have actually come. And I have come a long way. So thank you to all of you that do remind me of that. But what happens when I'm working on these big projects that I'm working on, and those things get left behind, I start, like I said, getting that like feeling like, oh, my house is not looking good again. Like it's starting to get bad again. And I don't ever want to revert back to living in a state where I just felt so anxious and just not enjoying my house again. So we're taking this week to focus on some deep cleaning and getting some things looking really good. So I hope this video gives you some inspiration and some motivation to tackle something in your house. If you do enjoy it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I appreciate you so much. Let's go get to the areas that we are going to be cleaning. All right, we are going to start in my bedroom. I always make my bed every morning, but we make the bed very messily. Usually both of us are not getting up at the same time, so whichever one gets up first, we'll kind of just push the covers back up. So I'm just going to take the time to make it properly and make it look pretty. If you are new here and you just found me, I am so happy that you are here. Would you please say hello to me and let me know that you are new right down in the comment section? I would love to say hello to you and welcome you to the channel. And if you are already subscribed, thank you so much for coming back to another video. I sure do appreciate you. And I appreciate you guys are always leaving me such fantastic suggestions. A few of you have asked me to create playlists, which I think is a great idea. I have a couponing channel where I teach people how to coupon and save tons of money, and I have playlists over there. I've never thought to make one over here, which is so silly. So stay tuned for that. It's basically you just go to somebody's channel and you'll see tabs at the top. One of them is playlists. So I'm just going to create a playlist for like decluttering. So if you are needing some major motivation or inspiration to declutter, you can just watch all of my decluttering videos. I'll put together one for like my room makeovers. I'll put together one for cleaning. So thank you to you guys that have suggested I do that. I am in the process of getting that done. So today we're going to be doing some major deep cleaning, but I am picking up my bedroom. A couple of weeks ago, I did a makeover on my master bathroom. And, you know, whenever you're doing makeovers and you got like all kinds of stuff laying around, you see the wallpaper down there, I just hadn't taken care of it yet. So we're going to get everything picked up in my room so that it feels good again. And my bedroom has always been like the one place that was cluttered before I decluttered it, but it was the least cluttered place in my house for sure. I just feel like, you know, it's the last place I see every day before I close my eyes. It's the first place I see every day when I open my eyes. I want to have a clear space. So I'm going to get all this stuff picked up from me doing the project of decorating and a little makeover on my bathroom. and I had some other things laying there from like some shoes that I hadn't put away. And then we're going to get to some darn deep cleaning. So how are you all doing? I would love to hear. Do you have any fun summer plans? I feel like the summer is flying by. I'm going to get the fan is dusty and dirty. Of course, they get very dusty very quick. I cleaned this. It's probably been a couple of months, so it's not like horrible, but it's pretty bad. And I know fans should come apart. I cannot figure this one out. I cannot get it apart. I don't know why. I don't know if there's something different about this fan, but I'm just going to clean it by hand and get it done. My girls are going camping with a friend and some other kids in a couple weeks, and they are so darn excited. We used to go camping every single year when I was a kid. If you're newer here, then you probably don't know, but I am in Michigan, and we call camping areas up north. They're in the northern part of Michigan. It's up north. We went up north every summer. Those are some of the fondest memories that I have, and my girls seem to really enjoy camping as well. Of course, when I camped as a kid, we camped in tents. There was no campers at that point. I don't even know, do people still camp in tents? My husband, not a camper. We did it one year before we had Viv and Donna, because I've got 3 daughters, and Grayson she was 11 when we had Viviana. So we took Grayson camping. Here's some before and afters for you. This is what the fan looked like before, and we're going to see what the fan looks like now. But Grayson was, I don't know, like 6 or 7 or maybe 8. It was not a fun experience because my husband does not enjoy camping. So I vowed I would never go camping with him again. All right, because we are in the summer months and it gets pretty warm here in Michigan, not like some of y'all that live in some of the really hot states. We have central air, but it never works quite as good upstairs as it does downstairs. So I brought an extra fan up here that has not been cleaned for a long time. It was very bad, as you saw. So let me know if y'all are campers, if you love camping. I really miss it. And look at this. I got this fan apart. I don't know what it is about that white fan. I can't get it apart. This one came apart. No issue. So I'm going to get it all cleaned up and get all of this dust out of here. Fans are so much easier to clean if you can pull them apart. This one was just way, way easier. I mean, I got the whole dang thing apart. So I'm going to wash it all down, get it all cleaned up, the before and after. I'm going to have a lot of pretty darn satisfying before and afters for you in this video. And now let's cross our fingers that I can actually get it back together. I always crack up. Sometimes I take things apart and then I'm like, crap, how do I get it together? But it went back together super duper easy. I got my iPad going over on the bed. I think right when I was doing this, I was watching or listening to, because I wasn't watching, listening to, I think it was Jamie's Journey. I love her channel. It's just fun when you're cleaning to be able to listen to somebody else cleaning. I don't know, it feels like kind of like you're cleaning with a friend. I would love to hear some of your favorite cleaning channels down in the comments if you want to share. I love personally, Jamie's Journey has a great channel. Let's take a look at this before and after real quick, and then I'll tell you a couple more that I love. This fan was in desperate need of cleaning. OMG. And now look at it. It looks sparkly, brand new. All right, so back to the cleaning channels. So Jamie's Journey I really like Amy Darley's cleaning channel. Of course, Carrie Lynn, I've mentioned her on my channel before. She has 2 channels. She does amazing DIYs, and then she has Cleaning with Carrie channel. I just love her. She's so down to earth. I'm cleaning my baseboards. My bedroom got the wallpaper removed and painted in December, and I haven't cleaned my baseboards since. They were dusty and dirty and needed to be cleaned, but I was a little surprised that they weren't as bad as I thought they were going to be because that's been 7 months. But they definitely needed to be dusted off for sure. And I'm just using Dawn dish soap and hot water to clean these baseboards. Another cleaning channel I really like is Living with Cambria. I think that's how you say it. And I think Becky Moss is another one that I like. So I love to hear any channels that you love for cleaning inspiration or motivation. I always like to check out new channels. It's just so fun because I rarely watch TV. I'm usually watching YouTube, and sometimes I'll actually sit down and just watch them. They're just kind of relaxing to watch somebody else clean. I don't know why, but it is. And then sometimes I'll just listen to them while I am cleaning. So if you noticed, my shirt has some holes in it. This is my favorite shirt. It says Cool Grandma on it. Grayson and EJ got me this last year, I think. And I wear it all of the time. And I've worn it so much that it's just wearing out and it has holes and stuff in it. My husband told me it was time to retire the shirt. And do you know what he did? I've told you guys this before, but he does about 90% of our laundry. He put it in my pajama drawer, told me it was now pajamas. I pulled it back out. I said, no, it's not. I'm going to have to get myself a new Cool Grandma shirt. All right, I've had this Bissell Steam Shot for quite a few months now. I like it. I've used it a few times. This is the first time I've ever used it to clean out window tracking. It did a pretty darn good job of getting in those hard to reach spaces. Let me know if you have this little machine. You gotta be really careful with this machine. There's a few things I definitely don't like about it. Like you can't really tell how much water is in there. It seems to kind of stop working when the water's not heated up, and then you gotta kind of sit and wait for the water to heat up. And then, sometimes you might run out, and then you can't open it until it's kind of cooled off, or it's dangerous because it had steam in it. So you got to wait for it to cool off. So I don't know. I don't use this thing a whole lot, but I have used it a few times and it does work well. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Look at this window tracking. It was pretty nasty. And the screen was pretty dusty as well. So I just took that into my girls' bathroom and cleaned that in their shower. Those are fairly easy to clean. And I got to clean the actual windows as well. I cannot find my Sprayway glass cleaner. That stuff works so good. So funny. I was watching Amy Darley, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and she was talking about Sprayway and how she loved the smell of it. And I thought it was so funny that we are all different. Sprayway glass cleaner works really good. I do not love the smell of it. It, to me, has almost like a toxic smell. So I just laughed when she said that. I can't get to the other side of my window. I've had some people ask me, like, don't your windows fold down? No, they do not. I have old windows. They're in good shape and everything, but the only way to clean the outside of them is to get on the dang roof. So somebody's going to have to get on the dang roof and clean the outside of the rest of this window because I only got half. And when I say somebody, I mean my husband, because I am not getting on the roof. I'm a little bit afraid of heights. And he gets up there to clean out the gutters and stuff a couple of times a year. So I'm going to have to remember to tell him that he's got to clean the other side of the windows. All right, let's take a look at this window tracking. Before I got in here and cleaned it, it really wasn't horrible. It really was mostly just the edges, where stuff gets trapped underneath. But now it looks nice and fresh and clean, and my windows are all cleaned other than the outside of them. So just about done in here. Got my bed freshly made, the baseboards all cleaned, my closet doors all cleaned. That's another place where dust just gets trapped. Got both of the fans all cleaned and dust-free, and I'm removing all of the stuff that was on my dresser and sitting on my floor. I'm going to quickly clean my mirror as well. And then my bedroom is going to feel peaceful and tidy again. I'm going to dust off everything over here. This dresser, since I painted it, and it's kind of got a little bit of texture on it because of the way that I painted it, it doesn't hold the dust. Of course, the TV does, the frames do, all of that stuff. I got that little picture over there. Donna Jean painted it, and I thought it was so pretty. I was actually thinking of incorporating it into my bathroom when I did my bathroom makeover, but I ended up putting another one of her pictures up there. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that one. All right, I'm just going to finish up by giving the floor a good vacuum, and then we'll take a look at what my bedroom looked like before I got in here and tidied up and did a little bit of deep cleaning, and what it looks like after. This vacuum, it's the Shark Uplight, I think it is. It's the best vacuum I have ever owned. Oh my gosh, I love this thing so much. It does a fantastic job of cleaning carpets. I got 2 new rugs in my kitchen. It does not work good on those. I really don't want to buy another vacuum. I don't want to have 2 vacuums. But what do you guys clean area rugs with? I mean, I know I can take them outside and shake them, and I do. But look at this thing. It picks up so much stuff. I love it. All right, so I did the makeover in my bathroom, and the bedroom just kind of caught all of the things. I had stuff laying on the floor, some decor that I had bought. I had the wallpaper. My dresser was just kind of filled with stuff. So I was starting to get that anxious feeling that my bedroom was getting way too cluttered and way too messy. So we got in here, we picked it up, and we did some deep cleaning. So it feels so fresh and nice now. Nothing on the floor. The bed is made, other than my husband's sweatshirt laying across there, because that's what he likes to do with his clothes when he wears them multiple days. As I always tell you, real people live here, so I don't stage things. This is just what it looks like. But it feels so much better. And now we are going to move outside and do some deep cleaning outside as well. Okay, I have to tell you, I feel like a brand new woman. Like, I can just do so many different things that I couldn't do before. This is going to be so silly. We have not had a working hose for years. So I decided to bring the hose out here to just hose things off. I've already told you guys I don't have a pressure washer. I'm thinking about getting one. But we haven't had a working hose in like 8 years. OMG. I have no idea how this happened, but I had the plumber out to the house. It's been a couple months ago now. I had to have some pretty significant well work done that was very costly. And so I was telling him at that time when he came out, I've got a couple of spigots outside that we cannot get turned on. I don't know what's wrong with them. So I'm going to make an appointment and have you come back. And he's like, okay, no problem. So I called, I made the appointment. He was all set to come back, and he calls me. This guy is so fantastic. Oh my gosh. He is just the kindest repairman I have ever encountered. He calls me and he says, hey, Jody, listen, I want you to check something. I'm getting ready to come out to your house, but I want you to check something. When I was doing work on the well, I noticed a shutoff. Your shutoff was turned off to a spigot outside. So he says, can you check and make sure that's not the issue? Because I really don't want to charge you for a service call if it's just that your shutoff is off. And I was like, oh my gosh, can you send me a picture of what it looks like? So he texted me a picture, and I actually wasn't home at the time, and I sent it to my husband. I said, run downstairs. Here's where this is. See if you can turn this on and see if that turns on the dang water outside. And sure enough, it did. So for all these years, I thought it was broken. Somehow the shutoff got turned off. I don't know why or how. And there you go. We have a working hose. So my plan was to get out here and get these windows cleaned that go into my kitchen, because when I open my windows, I can see how dirty everything is outside. And my husband was so sweet to come out and help. So he is getting on the ladder. We're cleaning all of the, trim around the windows and cleaning the outside of the windows. And all I wanted to do initially was this window right here that opens up to my kitchen sink and the big one. And then once I got out here, you know how that is. And you're like, oh, this is dirty. This is dirty. I was not even planning on doing this one, but here I am. Oh, thanks. Huh? Oh. But honey, I can't reach the top. Huh? I can't reach the top. I'll get it with the ladder. I'm just teasing.
You want me to do it?
No, it's okay. Oh, the hub's whispering to me, I'll let you do this one for the camera. He's so goofy sometimes. So, like I said, I only wanted to do the two windows that I could see were so dirty when I opened them. But then when I came outside, I was like, oh, this thing is really bad as well. So I ended up spending way more time outside than I had initially planned to spend. But it was well worth it to get this all cleaned up. The tracking on this sliding glass door, oh my gosh, it was so bad. I started trying to clean it and I was like, I might have to get oven cleaner out here. Like, this is so, I think from WD-40 that my husband will spray on it every now and again to make sure it's sliding good. It was just like sludge out here. So I decided to go grab my Dawn Power Wash. I love this stuff. I use it on so many different things. It really cuts through grease and things well. I'm going to spray it on here and I'm going to let it sit for a little bit and see if that will take all of this nastiness up. So back to the dang hose. The only thing I can think of is years ago, my sister-in-law was dating a guy that was like great at plumbing and electrical work. And I remember him and my husband going in the basement looking at something. And I'm wondering if they shut the shutoff off, like for the winter to kind of winterize it. And my husband forgot about it. Look at how good this Dawn Power Wash is working on this sludge. Oh my goodness. Our first house that we lived in was a very old house built in like the early 1920s. It did not have a shutoff for the outside water spigot. So I'm thinking that he just forgot about it. And it was a great lesson learned for me to basically, if the hub says something's broken, to really make sure that it's broken. So since I got a working hose, I'm getting the hose out here and hosing all of this off. Here's my only issue that I really wish I could use this hose for. Let me know if this is weird or if this is just how some houses are. This back wall right here, all my windows in my laundry room, my kitchen, and this sliding glass door all have the screen inside versus outside. None of the rest of my house is like that. All of the rest of the screens are outside, and it definitely offers way better protection against debris and bugs and things like that versus having the screens inside. All right, we are getting ready to take a look at some amazing before and after transformations. Like I said, I spent way more time out here than I initially had intended to, but look at this big window. This one is going into my kitchen. And we're in summer, so of course we got all kinds of bugs and yuckiness out here. This area was just nasty. And when I opened my window, I could see all of this. And the windows had not been cleaned out here for a while, so those needed to be cleaned. And look at it now. It looks so much better. This actual window right here, though, is broke. We can't get it open. So I got to figure out how to get that fixed. But the trim looks so good. Again, all I used was my hose, some Dawn dish soap, hot water, and then cleaned the windows. Looks like we need to do a little painting out here, but other than that, it looks so clean. And now when I open the windows, I won't see all the bug yuckiness. This is right above my kitchen sink. It, again, was nasty. And now look at it. The hubs got up here and did this. I can't actually see up this high from the ground, so I'm kind of using my camera to inspect his work. He did a pretty dang good job of getting everything off of here. And I didn't even film a before of this is going into my laundry room because, again, that wasn't even on my radar to do. But once I got outside, I was like, oh, this needs to be done too. So that's all clean now. And again, not on my radar to even do this back sliding door. I only wanted to do the windows. But once I saw how bad this is my favorite transformation because it was just so yucky and dirty and needed a really good cleaning. This sliding glass door definitely took me way more time than the windows took me. Look at, there's like bugs stuck onto the door. Oh, even though I wasn't planning on doing this, I'm so glad I did because, oh my gosh, it looks so much better. We're going to get to this, but can you believe this tracking from the before? Oh my gosh. So all of the trim was very easy to clean. And of course, the windows were easy to clean. It was the tracking that took me a ton of time because it was just so caked up, but no more bugs stuck to the trim of the outside of the sliding glass door. All right, you saw the before of the trim on the right side, but you didn't see this one. Look at this one. This one was nasty as well. Just totally caked on. This whole door trim was just dirty and yucky. And I got in here with my Dawn Power Wash and got it all clean. Look at it. I was seriously like, this is never going to come up because it felt like sludge when I was trying to clean it. That Dawn Power Wash did a fantastic job of getting it all cleaned. And I had to do this one all by hand because, again, the screen's inside. I couldn't use the hose on this side or else I would soak the family room. I feel like for me, at least, I don't know if everybody is like this, but for me, this is one of the things that I didn't really pay too much attention to, but I would notice it a little bit and be like, oh, that looks gross. But then once you get it and actually clean it, I was like, oh my gosh, this looks so much better. There was only one little section here, right where the doors meet, that I just could not get under there. And again, had to be really careful of the hose because I don't want to get the inside of my house soaked. So now we got the whole outside of these windows cleaned, but the tracking when you open the windows is really bad. So I have to clean that as well. And I'm going to try to do all of that from the inside, and hopefully I can get that all done. But these things right here, I know we're doing a lot of windows today, but my house really needed it. And these things are things, it's kind of like for me, like baseboards. It's one of those things that you don't necessarily notice too much unless you're looking directly at it, but it makes an area feel not clean or a little dirty, and maybe you can't put your finger on it. And then once you get the baseboards cleaned, you're like, it freshens up the whole room. I don't even know if that's making sense. That's just what I feel like for certain things. So this is one of those things that nobody would probably notice unless they were standing directly out my window. But of course, when I open my window and I see all this nasty bugs and stuff like this, I'm like, it just didn't, no matter how clean my kitchen was, it didn't feel clean to me. So super duper happy to be able to get all of this deep cleaning and just make it feel so much better in here. And I've done another video on this, but what I'm doing to clean this tracking, oh, look at that. There's Donna Jean making an appearance. I am using my Dawn Power Wash and an old paintbrush. If you caught my other video where I did that, the paintbrush just really helps to get into like the cracks and crevices that are harder to reach with a rag and stuff. So that's how I'm cleaning all of the outside tracking of this. And I definitely feel like these areas get way dirtier for me with the screens being on the inside, because when the screens are on the outside, it just blocks. Like the bugs don't get in as much. The debris doesn't get in as much. I'm certain there's probably somebody's going to comment and tell me that I could have that changed. I'm sure I can, and eventually I will look into doing that. But right now there are too many other things in my house that I'm working on. We're working on new floors and things like that. I'm not going to worry about structural changes of my screens right now, but I'm giving you a before with the screens up of what it looked like. I took the screens out, took them to the shower, cleaned them off. Look at how much clearer. Of course, cleaned all the windows. The screens were dusty as well. Again, I just feel like they get so much more being on the inside. The screens would have needed to be cleaned anyways, but let's take a look. This is what the window tracking looked like before I got in here and did a deep clean on it. And this is, again, after we cleaned on the outside, but of course we didn't have the window open when we were cleaning outside. So much better. So now when I open these windows to let some fresh air in, I'm not going to see all of that yuckiness, and it just feels so much cleaner. And Hubs came back to help with the big window over here because this one is pretty heavy. All my windows have like double pane, so you can remove the window pane to clean both sides. And then you've got the outside window pane.
A lot of Bobby nose prints.
Oh, yeah, probably from EJ getting up there. Wow. Oh my gosh, EJ loves to look out this window when he comes over. There were so many little fingerprints on it. When my husband pulled this part of the glass off, I could see him. I was like, oh my gosh, that's really bad. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, doing all of this deep cleaning that just makes a huge difference in the way your house feels. I hope it inspired you to tackle something that maybe you've been wanting to tackle in your house. And I would love to hear any projects that you are working on. I always get so excited for you guys. You guys share so much with me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's doing that or she's doing that. It's just the best thing ever. So I am almost finished. I'm just getting this window tracking cleaned out and the inside frame and of course the screen and the actual window. And then we'll have the windows that I really wanted cleaned, all fresh and clean. All right, so this is what the window looked like before, and Tom decided to make an appearance. He loves looking out this window at any little squirrels or chipmunks or critters that come by. So this is what it looked like before. The screen was, you could see some bugs are stuck on there, like it was just dusty and dirty and needed to be cleaned. And this is what it looks like now. The screen is all fresh and cleaned off. Got all the bugs removed. Looks so much better. And the window tracking was very bad as well. Here it is. It looks disgusting. So it definitely needed to be cleaned. The window itself, again, with the screen being on the inside, doesn't get any protection. So it all needed to be desperately cleaned off. And I should have said this earlier. It's because of the way my windows open. That's why the screen has to be on the inside. But it makes it a pain. It gets so dirty. But look at how fresh and clean it looks now. It looks so much better. So now when I open these windows to get some fresh air in, I won't see all of the nasty. The bugs are going to come back, so I'm going to have to clean it again. But it looks better for now. I got 2 more things to do to where I feel like I have done enough deep cleaning for this week. And the first one is going to be to mop this floor. Oh my gosh, I haven't mopped it in a long time. Grayson and EJ were over, my oldest daughter and my grandson, a few days ago, and EJ was running around without his shoes on, and Grayson was like, "Why are the bottoms of his feet so dirty?" I was like, "Oh, Grandma must need to mop her floor." So we're going to get to mopping. I'm really bad about mopping because the floor doesn't look dirty, but it is dirty. And yes, I have hardwood floors throughout my kitchen and my foyer. And I know some of you are going to tell me you should never, ever put water on your hardwood floors. Definitely do what you are comfortable with doing. This O-Cedar mop, you wring it out, it hardly gets wet and it dries super quick. So I am comfortable doing that. If you're not, then don't do that. These floors need to be redone. They're ruined in a lot of spaces, not because I mopped it, because if you're newer here and you didn't know, I had the most amazing Great Dane. I had him for 10 years. It was devastating to lose him. And if y'all know anything about big dogs, they slobber a lot. We did everything we could to contain that. Plus, he scratched up the floors a lot, so they need to be redone. But I'm comfortable with mopping them. And it needed it desperately. This water was really dirty. Poor EJ and his dirty feet, because Grandma doesn't clean her floors enough. Look at that. And there was so much water that the toilet automatically flushed by itself. And the last thing I'm going to do, since I have a working outside house, I am going to clean off this garbage can. Oh my gosh, wait till you see the before and afters. It's so dirty. And I'm going to take advantage of having the hose and pull it outside. And yep, I'm doing it right in the lawn. It gives my neighbors something to talk about. I live around a bunch of retired people and they love to gossip. I'm going to use the Dawn Power Wash because I love this stuff and it works so good. And I'm going to clean out this garbage can because it's just another thing that no matter how clean my kitchen is, if the garbage can is dirty, it just feels dirty. Thank you again so much for spending this time with me. I know this was a longer video. I had a lot of things that I wanted to accomplish, but it feels so good to get them all done. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And again, I would love to hear any projects that you are currently working on in your house. I brought my Dawn Power Wash outside, a microfiber cloth. I also brought a scrub sponge and a toothbrush just in case, but I didn't even need to use the toothbrush or the scrub sponge because the Dawn Power Wash and the microfiber cloth did it all. And OMG, it's hot today in Michigan. It's 90 degrees. We have not had a lot of rain. So the grass is starting to get a little burned up. We've been watering it, but you know, when you don't get the rain, that's what happens. But I'm going to let the sun do what it does best. I'm going to set this out here to let it dry. Let's take a look at the before of my garbage can. It was pretty dirty and gross. And yes, I still have the sticker on the front of the garbage can. We bought this garbage can when we moved in 11 years ago. I pulled it off today, though. Look at the inside. It's so gross. I clean it regularly, but there's nothing better than using the hose. Oh, it looks so bad in there. And it gets in all the little cracks and crevices that are hard to reach. And so now this is what the garbage can looks like after I grabbed my blow dryer and peeled the sticker off super easy. And it is nice and clean. It looks brand spanking new. Let's open it up and see what the inside looks like. Look at that. Now it's just going to feel totally clean in my kitchen because the garbage can is clean. And of course, before I mopped, I took the rugs outside and shook them. I really wish my vacuum, when I try to run it over it to vacuum it, it just like, it doesn't work. So my only option is to take them outside unless you guys have another option. And my garbage can is all dry, about 15 minutes in the hot sun, and it is dried out and it looks so fresh and clean. So I'm gonna add a fresh bag in here. It smells better, it looks better. I love it. And this is gonna wrap up this video. We did some deep cleaning in my bedroom. We did some deep cleaning outside of these windows, some deep cleaning inside. I got all the windows clean, the garbage can clean. I appreciate you again so much. Thank you for stopping by. I'm gonna see you again next week. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye.